probably need a spring. You might be able to extend it out a little bit.
Okay.
But that's not a normal thing that really happens.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Pressure stat, as long as we're here, takes the pressure off the top of the, sensitive pressure off the top of the boiler here, up into here.
And that's what turns on the heating element,
Yep.
basically.
Controls the heat. On top of the boiler, we got two little gizmos here. We have a vacuum relief valve, and we have a pressure relief valve, also known as a safety.
Okay.
So in the vacuum relief valve, you can, if I can pull that up,
Yep.
you see that rubber
Yep.
O-ring right there? That goes up, seals against this Teflon.
So sometimes before the machine heats up and you hear a little bit of hissing inside for a moment,
Yeah.
that's before that valve's closed, right?
Yes, exactly. The purpose of this is open it to the atmosphere. So as you're heating, the water can boil off and heat up before, if this didn't have it, a few things could happen. First, you can get a vacuum in here sometimes. If you go to steam milk, it could suck milk up your steam wand into the boiler, and that's a real mess. And second, it allows it to heat better.
Okay.
So the steam will come blasting through there. When it picks up enough velocity, it'll close.
It closes that valve up. Okay.
So just, maybe you can see a little bit better here.
Sure.
Okay, so there's your rubber. Feels up against that Teflon right there. Notice how this is shaped? So this can catch the steam real nicely
So
and force
pushes
it up.
Okay.
Yep. Here's your safety valve. Well, a little different. I have one here. And basically, it's very simple. It's got a spring on it, which holds this down, which, hang on, let me, if you look up in there, you can see the Teflon on that.
Yep.
Okay, the Teflon seal. So if it overpressurizes, it just pushes up against that spring and blows steam off through these holes.
That's essentially so the boiler doesn't explode
Yeah.
at some point, if you went way too far. Yeah.
We bypass the OPV.
Oh,
Don't want to
yes.
do that because all machines have OPVs.
Yeah.
Now with some machines, and like vibration pump machines, rather, these machines are used to control the actual brew pressure. In a rotary pump machine, it acts more as a safety.
Okay.
Because the rotary pump will control
Controls
the
the
brew
pressure.
pressure. The way this thing works is you have this screw head here. When you screw that, it pushes down on this spring, which hits another rubber valve seat. And the tighter this is, the more pressure it's going to take to open it. When you have enough pressure that pushes this open, the water will bypass that, come through your tube, and off to a drain someplace, either a drip tray or reservoir, depending on the machine.
Okay.
So if you have a vibration pump machine, you'll probably set this between 9 and 10, depending on the machine.
So that's, yeah, vibration pump, that would be used to set your brew pressure.
Set brew pressure. On these, we just set them up to around 11 or 12, just in case something happens and overpressurizes.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like we're getting to the brew group.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really cool. Okay, we'll kind of work our way through this and show you how this works.
Okay.
First, I'm going to take some stuff out of here so you can see.
what's going on.
See these two holes?
So
That's
where
where your thermal siphon works. So the hot water comes through this, comes down into here, lets it cools, and goes back to the boiler.
So it just keeps circulating
Circulating.
through there all the time.
Yep. Now, normally your brew lever here is in the down position. So you notice that's closed. When you raise this up, it opens, allows the water to flow through here.
Okay.
And then what I'll do to flow down, now this, there's a marker on here that shows the water flow because they didn't cut right through the center of the hole. But the water will come up through here, down through here, through your dispersion plate,
Right.
not the coffee. Now that's only part of the fun.
It's a pretty involved little piece of.
Yeah, let's see. So how
put
this
it up.
works.
Okay.
So, there's
Little screen in there.
screen in there.
Okay.
Okay, so this piece is down on top of here. Yeah, what's the best way to show this? Well, you see these little holes here? So water comes through that top hole, then it goes back down through that to heat it. When you turn the pump on, this pressurizes, pushes water up through these small holes here, up into this chamber where this fits onto here. Did you get that okay?
Yep. Yep.
Through this screen, through this orifice, down through here, and down through the opening
Which is down
right there.
Okay. So just the top of that it's that tiny little orifice where all your brew water is going through.
Yep.
That little guy.
Yeah, through these 4, and then
It
through this
comes
one
up,
here.
yeah.
So if you raise the lever, the pump goes out, but no water's coming through, that may be plugged.
Okay.
You know, if you get some minerals, calcium, or some gook somewhere. So that's how the top part of the group works.
Okay.
The bottom, right here, it has 2 springs with valve seats in here. So when you raise it up, it closes, these close. The springs push everything closed. When you push it back down, it opens both of them. Can you see them both moving?
Yep.
There's 2 because you have so much pressure coming from the brewing system that you don't want it to push this open.
Okay.
So that's why they have 2 in there. Lower it down. That's when you lower your brew group handle down, brew lemming down. You get like a psh coming out. Releases the pressure from your coffee through that tube, through that, down through here,
And back
down to your drip tray.
into your drip tray. Cool.
Now you might be wondering how that all works inside of here. It works off a cam. So you'll have, let's say, that there, okay? So when you raise the lever, sorry about moving around so much.
No, that's okay.
Turns that cam, pushes that up. When you put it down, that cam pushes a very similar one like this down to open it.
Right. Okay.
That's how that works. There's a couple of little things in here we'll just kind of review.
Yeah.
You have a couple high limits here. These are reset up manual resets. If the machine overheats or there's some sort of malfunction, these may pop up, like you see on a turkey, you know, when they're done.
Yeah.
Just push it down and you hear a little click. You may feel it also, and that'll reset those. So if the machine stops heating, that could be it. And your steam pressure gauge, which is here, has a tube that runs over the top of your steam boiler right here.
Okay.
That's where it senses the steam pressure. There's the hookup for your heating element.
Oh, we can take a look at. There's a little cutaway of the wand over there on the other side, on the steaming side, so you can see how that kind of the anti-burn sort of system works in a lot of these machines.
Yeah. Right over here.
So there's a tube inside the tube
Exactly. So there's a Teflon tube inside of here.
that goes all the way down.
You know,
and
so they do get warm because the Teflon tube obviously comes in contact with the steam wand. They get warm, but they don't get stupid hot,
right.
where it's going to hurt. And on this particular machine, there's an O-ring there. And when you have the steam tip on, there's actually another O-ring that seals around the Teflon here. So there's dual O-rings.
Right.
I think that covers pretty much everything.
So, you know, it seems like such a simple thing to, you know, put some hot water over some coffee under pressure, but it really takes a little bit of thought.
Yeah, I mean, this E61 has been around for a long time, too.
Yeah.
Does a fantastic job. So we like it. And they're not that hard to service either. As you can see, just a few pieces. I mean, it's not a big deal.
All right.
Yeah, so good. Well, I hope that helps you. Hope it solves some mysteries for you.
All right.
I'm Todd with Whole Latte Love, and that's Mark, and thanks for watching.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by WholeLatteLove.com.